Hi everyone, it's Patty the Quiet Sister. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. For today's card project, I am making a birthday card for my sister Kathy, and I'm using Concord and Ninth's window shop pop-up dies and fashion shop dies. So to get started, I hot foiled using Heidi Swap toner sheets, and I cut it down. It's a 12 by 12 sheet. Cut it down, used some mink rose gold foil, ran it through my mink. It worked beautifully, and die cut it with the dies. So the rose gold is really soft, beautiful color. Just love it. So that first die I'm taking out, that is the die I used to die cut the foiled cardstock, and that's going to be the awning over the window shop. And then this die makes the building. So it does the two windows and then all the folds you need for it to pop up. So here I had die cut out of scrap white cardstock, so it's all different kinds of scraps that I used up. Different items from the fashion shop dies, and I'm coloring them in bright colors because my sister loves bright colors, and so using my Copics to do that, but you could ink blend, you could use your Tombos, whatever markers you have. Use it, or just use your cardstock scraps. I don't use a lot of cardstock, so I don't have a lot of colored cardstock scraps. So I was trying to use that second there with the gold, I was trying to use a gel pen for it, and I didn't like it, so I colored over it with my, I think it's just called Stay gold marker, and then I'm going over the gold items with a close to my heart gold sparkle pen. So the colors that I used will be on my blog, but also real quick, it was E59 and E25, and then R32, RV25, RV09, and then the black. So then I cut a mirror out using Tonic Studios Rainbow Reflective Cardstock, I believe it's called. And so if you look at it straight on, it looks like a mirror, but from any other angle, you'll get a reflective rainbow look, which is, I really love it actually. It's really pretty. So now I'm assembling all the die cuts that I had colored to put into the shop. And then some of these will go on the front, and then one item will go on the inside, just to make the inside a little more special too. So just using, like I said, scrap cardstock. I had some leftover gold foil I used. Colored the whites. There is some glitter gold in there that I used. Did a nice amount of scrap cleanup. And then the colors for the actual building itself, the background and the trim around the building, the aqua color, that is Concord 9's Aqua Sky. And then the front door is in grapefruit. And again, these are scraps that I had laying around. I didn't cut into a new sheet. And I love this stamp set because it has so many details. Like that, what I'm gluing right now is a string of party lights to go on the awning, and I'm just gluing white glitter cardstock for the lights onto that, and then it was cut out of rose gold cardstock. And so now I'm doing some gold detailing onto the black purse just to dress it up a little bit. All the purses have gold handles. The mannequins are made out of gold. It was a lot of fun. And to add more gold, I'm using my Kuretake Gansai Tambi starlight colors. So I used the gold, and now I'm using the white, and that's going to be the background of my shop. It looks kind of like wallpaper. So now I'm folding and scoring the front of the shop just to get that done, because I'll use that many times to measure how I place things when I'm decorating the shop. So I've got the awning folded, and that's just a Z fold, and then the shop is more like a C fold. So I'm drawing my background, and there I'm just measuring to see where things should go. So I'm bringing in the mirror, bringing in the table stand, and then, yeah, the clothing, loving that chandelier out of the gold. It turned out so cute. That would be a fun one to do glitter or holographic cardstock out of as well, or even to glue tiny crystals on just to jazz up that chandelier. That would be really cute too. So once I got my mirror in place, that kind of anchored that whole spot. I could glue everything else. So the display stand that I colored with Copics is getting glued in. And then I will be adding, letting that dry, and then I'll add in some other elements as well for that. Bringing them all over. That little hat on the mannequin with the dress, I love it. That little hat is so cute. So now I'm doing the door, and again, this was out of Concord and 9th Grapefruit. And then I added a rose gold mailbox onto the front of the door just to get a little more bling onto it. And then also colored a piece of scrap white cardstock with my gold stay or star metallic gold marker. And then I'll get that added onto the door front. So we're going to let that dry, moving it off. And now the wall for the shop has dried. So now we're adding the blocks, the display blocks, so that you could put more product on display. And again, those I just colored with, I think it was the C25 Copics, or E25, sorry. So putting the hot pink shoes on the bottom. And then my purse is on top, because who doesn't love a good purse? And then the boots are going in as well. So just kind of seeing everything lines up okay. It's got the look I wanted. Now I'll start gluing everything down. Oh, I'm gluing the hat onto the mannequin. I hadn't done that yet. So now I'll glue all of the items onto my shop background, and you can see the splatter now that we're a little bit closer. The white's not as easy to see, but you can see the gold. Oh, you can see the pearly whites. So it just makes a nice background. Looks like wallpaper. And it's easy to do. I did try to do a bigger pattern and it just didn't go well. The pattern was the same size of the shoes and that was just too big of a pattern for the background. So then once these are all glued down, I'll put my acrylic block on them to hold them down so that they dry flat. And then we will move on to gluing the items we need for the exterior of the shop. So the kit comes with these beautiful cutouts. So it adds dimension, and I did mine in the same color. I wanted everything, not monochromatic, that would be incorrect, but not a lot of colors. I stayed with the pinks and the aquas. And so the things that I'm creating now are all the accents that will go on the outside of the building, add a little interest. But they're so well cut out, or so well designed. It was easy to cut them out, easy to glue them. I didn't have to look at anything to figure it out. It was pretty obvious. And I love when a company really thinks everything through and it has all these detailed pieces. The one thing I wish I would have done was in the window shop pop-up, it has a nice planter. And I really would have liked to stick a planter out front. And I totally forgot to do that. And I can't do it now because I already mailed it off to my sister. And I did use a padded envelope, and it was extra postage, just so you know. I think these cards require a little extra. It wasn't much. I mean, it was like $1.50, so it wasn't crazy. But, added postage and is added postage, and having to buy another envelope instead of a normal envelope costs money too. Thank heaven she only has a birthday once a year. Okay, so letting the columns dry, and then while that is going on, I'll glue on the front under the windows. So they could be window boxes even. We could have put flowers in those. I'm just thinking of that now that I'm looking at it. Yeah, that would have been really cute too instead of decoration. It could have been window boxes as well. So I'm adding those little blue strips to make it look like the window is framed in. And they're a little longer than they need to be, so I will be cutting those down. And then I decided to trim out the bottom as well, just to give it a really nice finished look. In the trim, you can't tell, but there's like little circles at the ends. So when you die cut it, it almost looks like studs. So here I put the door, just set the door on so that I could measure where the columns should go. Get a nice feel for that, and then put the other column on the other side, let that dry. And then yes, get the chandelier on. I did have to cut the top of the chandelier off just to make sure I had enough room. It actually ended up not mattering, but I wasn't sure. And then the mannequin I'm going to pop up so that it's just a little in front of all the displays. So the displays are in the back of the store, the mannequin's towards the front of the store. So I used really small, very old foam there. So just try to figure out where I want it. There we go. So it's just a little dimension. It's a little in front of the table. So here's where I realized I made a mistake. I'm getting ready to glue the door on. And then I'm like, oh, you can't see inside the shop. So I set it aside, wiped off the glue. And then the die I used to cut the windows in the door, I'm just measuring, and I'm going to use it to cut the window panes in the building. Run it through my Anna Griffin Empress machine. And then now I can put the door on. Now it makes sense. I can see into the shop instead of the window panes being a brick wall. And then I decided to be extra, and I cut up some packaging and I glued it on the back of the shop so that it looks like there was a window pane. It just adds a little more. It's you know, stuff I had laying around, just elevates the card a little bit. So I just put glue all around the window and then all around the window panes on the door and just set it like that. Nothing fancy, wasn't hard. Letting that dry for a minute. And then measuring where I should put one more. Yeah, I wanted that to show through the door. So just measuring where I could put one more outfit. So then we're going to start assembling the card. And so it folds over and has these little tabs. And the best thing to do would have been to use, you know, skinny 1/4 inch, the red tape, the clear red tape to glue it down. But I just used glue because I didn't feel like digging mine out. So I'm using a stamp set from Heidi Swapp, and it's mink. So it's actually not made for ink stamping, but it worked. I just wanted to try it, but it's actually made for putting like toner gel for stamping, and then you let it dry, and then you can foil over it. And so I stamped it 3 times, and it worked just fine, but you can tell it doesn't feel like other photopolymer stamps. It feels different. It might not even be photopolymer, I don't know. But it did stamp really well, and again, that's by Heidi Swapp, and it's for putting toner gels on it. I think it's like Decofoil Toner Duo works great on that. And I know Heidi Swapp has a toner gel as well. Maybe I'll do that in the next video. So got the background on, and now I'm going to put my storefront on. So I just put a little glue. I was looking for the red tape, couldn't find it. Come back, put the glue on. In the first strip, I line up at the bottom. And then the next one, I feel like the strip to glue down on the top was a little wide, that tab. So I cut it down. Now I'm putting the tab on, putting glue on the tab, and I'm trying to figure out how to set it down so that the card folds properly. And it took me a second. That was probably the hardest part of this whole card, was trying to figure out how. There, I figured it out, but I'd already wiped off the glue, so I need to come in and re-glue it. But at least I figured out how to do it so that the card lays flat, and we can get the awning on, and it'll go in an envelope flat. All right, figured it out. New glue. And down it goes. And even though part of the chandelier is cut off, it still turned out cute. There we go. So just letting that sit for a minute, put some bricks on it. And now we're going to glue on the awning. So the awning goes over the top, and that shop is just so cute. So, so cute. So the top of the awning just lines up with the crease on the card, and you have to use a landscape card with this set. It's not a portrait. They do have another set that you can use portrait with, but this set you can only use as landscape. So I'm gluing on the skirt and top that we had colored, plus putting a little stand there so it looks like a mannequin. And the birthday card is almost finished. There's the string lights that go across the awning. So I've got glitter white cardstock on the bulbs, and then rose gold cardstock that matches the stripes on the awning, and it's so cute. It's hard to see the colors due to the reflection, but it turned out so cute. So we're letting that dry, and that's today's card. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate all of you. Please leave a comment if you have questions. And don't forget to subscribe. And again, all of the details will be on my blog, thequietsister.blog. Thanks so much. Have a great week. Bye-bye.